is the fact that Daniel let go of all of that, opened the windows wide, and prayed.
Amen.
So that they knew what he was doing.
Amen.
Because for God I live, and for God, don't we say that all the time? Blessed be the name of the Lord. I'm standing for Jesus. I'm going to do this. I'm in the fight. Don't we say that all the time? We say it all the time, right? The anointing in this place is strong, and I'm standing, right? That's what we want, right? We want to be able to look at somebody and be able to speak into their lives, right? We want that, don't we? That's power, right? That's some power, man. I got some power now, right? I'm using this power, right? That's what we want, right? We want to be able to have a dream about somebody and be like, ooh, Michaela, I had a dream about you, girl. This, and this gonna happen, right? We want to do that, right? But do we want to stand? Do we want to open the windows wide and pray at a time when if we do it, we gonna suffer? Do we want to suffer for it? Do you want to suffer for that anointing that comes? Because yeah, Daniel's able to interpret some dreams, but why? What did he have to do to get to that point to be able to interpret those dreams?
All right, come on with it.
Yeah, he could interpret dreams. Yeah, he could be able to look at some writing on the wall and tell you what it said. Yes, and we all want that. We all want to be able to do those things. How awesome is it if I walk and my shadow passes somebody and they're healed? How awesome is that? How amazing is that?
Yes, yes.
How amazing it is if I'm able to stand and pray and have people crying because I'm able to hear from God and know what they're going through so I can call it out. How awesome and amazing is that? But when my son is going through and fighting battles that we can't even imagine, because of the anointing.
Yes, yes, Lord. Yes.
How hard is that?
Yes, Lord.
How difficult is that?
Yes, yes.
Because see, it's the same, or just two sides to the same coin. You cannot have one without the other.
Right.
So we know the story. Daniel goes into the lion's den, right? And God shuts the lion's mouths.
Yeah. Amen.
See, the thing about it is, on the other side, if Daniel had listened to the enemy, he never would have known the true power of God.
Amen.
Come on.
Amen.
Come on.
If he had ever listened to the enemy and closed the window and prayed silently, he would have not seen the true power of God.
Yes, yes.
Because God shut those lions' mouths.
Come on.
That was God.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. All right.
We have to know.
Thank you, Lord.
Thank you, Lord.
So now I want to talk to you about somebody else. Because, you know, we're in Antelope Valley. There ain't too many lion's dens around here. You'd be kind of hard-pressed to find a lion's den in Lancaster.
Amen.
Okay. So, you know, that's Old Testament. I get it. We'll leave that alone for now. We'll talk to you about another man.
All right.
This man is real brave on the outside. But inside, he's scared of what other people think. He's prejudiced. Oh yeah, he is prejudiced. It is just certain people he don't like.
All right.
And he got a right not to like them because God told me them folks is unclean. So I don't have to like them.
Okay.
I'm not eating their food.
Come on.
Okay.
I don't want to sleep in their house because they nasty. They are some unclean folks, God.
Amen.
I'm not dealing with them.
Okay.
So now imagine, if you guys don't know who I'm talking about Peter.
Amen. Amen.
So imagine, Peter is up on the housetop. God gives him a
Yes,
vision.
Lord.
We're going to read that one. Acts 10.
Oh, yes.
Hallelujah, Lord God.
Can you start at the 11th verse?
And saw heaven opened, and a certain vessel descending unto him, as it had been a great sheet knit at the four corners, and let down to the earth, wherein were all manner of four-footed beasts of the earth, and wild beasts, and creeping things, and fowls of the air. And there came a voice to him, Rise, Peter, kill and eat. But Peter said, Not so, Lord, For I have never eaten anything that is common or unclean. And the voice spake unto him again the second time, What God hath cleansed, that call not thou common.
Amen.
This was done thrice, and the vessel was received up again into heaven. Now while Peter doubted in himself what this vision which he had seen should mean, behold, the men which were sent from Cornelius had made inquiry for Simon's house, and stood before the gate, and called and asked whether Simon, which was surnamed Peter, were lodged there. While Peter thought on the vision, the Spirit said unto him, Behold, 3 men seek thee. Arise therefore, and get thee down, and go with them, doubting nothing.
So, okay, we're going to stop right there. So now think about this. He has a vision, and the vision is showing all these different kinds of food. And these are all different kinds of meat that Peter don't eat. I don't eat that. And the thing about it is, before the vision happened, he's upstairs, he's on the rooftop, and he's waiting to eat, because they're in the house cooking. So he's getting ready to eat. So he gets really kind of hungry, and then he's seeing all this different kind of food. But I don't eat none of that. I don't eat that food. I do not deal with unclean things, okay? I don't talk to them type of folks. I don't deal with them type of folks, right?
Amen.
Now, when he has this vision, think about it. God has to tell him 3 times.
All right.
She said thrice. God has to talk to him 3 different times to tell him what I call clean, you don't call unclean. 3 different times.
Amen.
So he's going back and forth in his own head. Like, what is this? This ain't God. Right? Because, we do that. Because God does tell us to do some things that we really don't want to do.
Amen.
And we do go back and forth and get ready to be like the devil is a lie. Because we don't want to do it even though it is God. Right? I mean, maybe it's just me. Okay? Because I know good and well my God wouldn't tell me to go do that. I know my God would not tell me to go talk to those people. Because if I talk to them, they're not coming anyway. So what I'm talking to them for? If I go speak to them, if I go try to sell, they not coming. So what am I? Why? That ain't God. I don't need to talk to them. I don't need to deal with them. God may be telling me to reach my hand across the table and pull them in, but my own prejudices, my own biases, right? They stop me.
Come on.
And see, the thing about it is, the blessing in this, I'm glad Peter went.
Amen.
Because Cornelius is the reason why we sitting in here today. Okay? I'm glad that Peter went. I'm glad that Peter was obedient and went to Cornelius.
Thank you, Lord.
Because he is the reason why we all sitting in here today.
Amen.
And then you're like, okay, well, Peggy, what has that got to do with suffering? How is that suffering? Well, when I have to die to myself, when I have to die and kill what's in me that says that all this is wrong, when I have to really, because see, first of all, death is harsh. Killing the instinct within you when everything in you is telling you no, and you have to say yes, that's difficult. That is very difficult to do. When I don't agree with what is being said unto me, and then I have to do it anyway. See, what I want us all to understand is that agreement is not a precursor to obedience. You don't have to agree.
Come on.
You don't have to agree with what is being said. You don't have to understand what is being said. That is what gets us all in a whole lot of trouble, trying to make agreement and understanding in our own head. God don't have to put his plan for your life to you. He don't have to tell you what, he don't have to get your okay on his plan. He doesn't. And if we would all get out of it trying to wait for him to get our okay on his plan, because God, I don't see that. I don't see how that's going to happen. I don't understand that. That doesn't make sense to me. Well, God, you know how I am. Well, God, you know how I think.
Come on.
You know?
Yeah, that's true.
See, that's Peter. Peter went on to do great things. But you know why? Because he had to die to self.
Amen.
All the stuff in him that he thought, all the things that he held on to, things that he was proud of. Peter was proud of being a Jew. He was very proud of his heritage. He was proud of the fact that he walked with Jesus after he was crucified.
Amen.
After he rose. So, I had to just throw that in. But he was proud, you know, after the fact. But he was very proud. And it took a lot. Imagine that. Because see, later on in that chapter, not only does Peter go with them, but because it's late, he allows them to sleep in his house.
Wow. Amen.
Gives them a bed.
Amen.
Gets up and goes with them. All because of what the Holy Spirit told him.
Hallelujah, Lord.
Now that's got to be some kind of tuned into the Spirit.
Thank you, Lord.
That I'm going to let you sleep in my house.
Okay.
I'm going to bring you in. Now it's one thing to talk to you on the street, but I'm going to bring you inside. Hold on.
Amen.
Come on.
Wait, I'm sorry. Am I telling anything other than the truth?
Amen.
Because this is how we think, right?
All right. Carnal. Amen.
We have to understand what it is.
Yes, Lord.
Preconceived notions, long-held opinions. Those things can really, really hurt us.
Yes.
Our thoughts are what guide our actions.
Yes. Yes.
More than likely, if we don't agree with something, if we think we don't agree with something, the chances of us doing that thing, very low.
Yes. Yes.
Simply because in our head, it doesn't sound right.
Amen.
Simply because I don't agree with that thing.
Come on now.
And then if I look down the road at it, and I know that if I do this thing, I'm going to suffer for it. It's going to cause some turmoil and some havoc in my life. It is one thing, like I said before, to suffer when I've done something wrong. But when I haven't, it's really hard for me to understand, Lord, why am I going through this? Lord, why is this happening? I did what you said. I've been obedient unto your word. I'm praying for your people. I'm trying to help your people. So why is this happening to me? And then he tells you it's because you've been obedient.
All right.
It's because of your obedience that you're going through this. It's because you're faithful that you're going through this. It's because I know who you are.
All right.
See, that's the time that the only thing you can do is lean into the suffering. You have to lean into the pain. Why? Because that's the only way to get through it.
Amen.
You have to lean in because, see, he'll tell you there's somebody coming after you. And they're not as strong as you are. So I need you to hold on to this. I need you to suffer through this. I need you to do this. I need you to take everything that I'm allowing to be thrown at you. And I need you to stand because I know you can stand. Because the person coming after you that I love just as much as I love you, they can't stand if they don't hear your testimony. They won't stand it. They're going to quit. They're going to turn tail and run. So I need you to stand for this. I need you to lean into this. I need you to take every hit. I need you to take every blow. I need you to take all the pain because that's what I do. Because that's what I had to do. He had to do it. Because if he hadn't leaned into it, we're not here.
Amen.
You know? And sometimes that's what disobedience means. It means standing. When everything in you wants to fall.
Amen.
When everything in you wants to crumble. When everything in you wants to let go. And say, I've had enough. I can't take no more. Not another hit. And then you get hit again. That's what this is.
Thank you, Lord.
I know we get up here and we pray and we give messages and we gonna get this and you gonna get $1,000 tomorrow and you gonna be blessed beyond all measure and your house is here and I see you, girl, and that's great because we need those messages. We need to hear that. But you have to know this, when we say it's a fight,
Yes, it is.
That's what this is.
Amen.
Thank you, Lord Jesus.
This is that kind of fight.
Amen.
Thank you,
This is the
Lord.
kind of fight that's everything in you.
Come on.
Everything in you.
Come on.
You ever had such fear in you that it felt like your stomach drops,
Yeah.
right? And you're faced with something and your bowels kind of turn to water. It's cold outside and you start sweating. You know? That's the kind of suffering that I'm talking about. That's the kind of fighting that I'm talking about. See, it's...
Thank you, Lord Jesus.
And think about it, especially when it's your children.
Amen.
When it's our sons, right? Because we have some powerful sons here,
Amen.
right?
Thank you, Lord.
But we know that what they're going through, what they have to do to get to where we've prayed for them to be, where we've spoken that they're going to be, is a fight.
Amen.
See, but if I can't stand,
Amen.
if I cannot truly stand flat-footed, if I can't truly take a hit, then I'm not strong to hit back. So when my knees buckle and I go down, I got to come back stronger than ever. I got to come back stronger. Because I'm going to get hit and I'm going to fall. I'm going to go down. I'm going to get to my knees. I've been at my knees. I've been there wondering, Lord, please take this. Why? Because there's somebody coming behind you that's going to need it.
Amen.
They're going to need to hear what you have to say.
Yes, Lord.
And if you ain't got nothing to tell them, they're leaving. Because there's somebody who's coming and they ain't never been hit before. So they're going to get slapped. Not even hit as hard as you have, and they're out.
Amen.
So you have to have some strength to be able to hold on to them. To be able to tell them, no, come on, I got
Thank
you.
you, Jesus. Yes.
Right?
Amen.
Pastor and First Lady called it bitten for the body.
Come on.
Lord.
Right?
Yes.
Amen.
You're bitten for the body. Because if I can allow the enemy to hit you, Rosa, through your son, because I know you're not stopping, I know you're not going to quit, and I know this Sunday morning you're going to still be on your post, then I got to let him hit you.
Amen.
Because the person that's coming after you that has a son that's going to see it,
Come on.
they ain't going to know how to handle it.
Amen.
So what can you tell them if you've never been hit?
Come on.
If you had a son that's always done everything that he's supposed to do and ain't never went to the left, what are you going to tell him?
Come on.
You're going to have something to tell him.
Amen.
So now I got something to tell him.
Come on.
I got a whole lot to tell him now.
Amen.
Yes, I do. I have a lot to tell him. You know? About what it means to stand. You know? About what it means that when this anointing
Come on. Thank you.
comes, what you're truly asking for.
Amen. Good word. Good word.
Thank you,
Hallelujah,
Lord
Lord.
Jesus.
Hallelujah, Lord.
I want to talk to you guys about one more person.
All right.
I'm almost done. This person is Paul, and he's talking to Timothy.
Oh.
Timothy is also a young man. You guys noticing a thing here?
Yeah.
So in 2 Timothy, Paul is talking to Timothy. You can go ahead and read that in the Amplified, please. And what he's trying to do is he's really trying to prepare him, to let him know what's coming.
Amen.
Because there's a lot.
Yes.
And he has to show Timothy what needs to be done.
Constantly keep in mind Jesus Christ, the Messiah, as risen from the dead, as the prophesied king, described from David, according to the good news, the gospel that I preach. For that gospel I am suffering affliction and even wearing chains like a criminal. But the word of God is not chained or imprisoned.
Come on.
Amen.
Thank you, Lord.
Thank you, Lord Jesus.
So he's in prison. Did most of you guys know that Paul wrote most of the Bible from prison?
Yes.
He was in prison when he was writing this. Most of what he wrote, he was in prison when he was writing it. So why is Paul in prison? He didn't kill nobody. He didn't steal from nobody.
Amen.
Paul is in prison because Paul had the audacity of the nerve to say that Jesus rose from the dead. That's it. That's all. And he's in prison.
Amen.
We are in a position where we can turn this whole valley. We can change this world, you guys. We are in a position where our words have power.
Amen.
We are in a position where we can speak to situations and circumstances and have them change. That's who we are.
Amen.
That is the heritage that we have.
Yes.
That is what God has given us.
Come on now.
Right?
Yes.
But are you willing to stand
Come on.
if it requires you to suffer?
Come on now.
Are you?
Yes.
Are you willing to stand
Yes.
if it requires you to get outside of your comfort zone and go through something you have never ever imagined?
Right. Come on now.
Are you willing? Are you willing to truly stand for Jesus no matter what it takes?
Yes, Lord.
Come on.
Because yes, it takes all that.
Yes, it does.
Yes, it takes all of that.
Yes.
You don't know what it is that your temptation is going to be. You don't know what your challenge is going to be.
Amen.
But you have to be able and ready to stand when it comes.
Amen.
You don't know what you're going to have to
Amen.
face.
Amen.
Jesus.
Thank you, Lord Jesus.
And the hardest thing about having to face it is because you may not have done anything wrong.
Amen.
These are the challenges that you're going to face because you're doing everything right. These are the challenges you're going to face because you do come in here. These are the challenges you're going to face because you do pray. These are the challenges you're going to face because you do believe. These are the challenges you're going to face because you stand. That's what these are the challenges are. These are not the challenges you face because you walked away. These are the challenges you're going to face because you stand.
Come on.
So my question again is, if you know that you are going to be challenged and you are going to go through some unimaginable stuff simply because you stand, are you willing to stand?
Yes.
Amen.
It's getting kind of quiet.
Amen. Okay.
Come on now.
Kind of quiet.
All right.
I didn't expect a whole lot of jumping, but yeah, but think about it. Because that's what we're asking. That's what God is requiring.
Thank you, Lord Jesus. Thank you.
Because see, the thing about it is, Pastor has told us this is a battleship.
Yes.
Well, why is it that we keep saying it's a battleship and we ain't ready to go to war?
Lord Jesus.
How is that? We're soldiers on the front line. Soldiers fight, which means soldiers are in a fight.
Amen.
Come on.
Daily.
Amen.
That's what this is.
Yes.
Yes, there are great rewards on the other side,
Amen.
but you have to press forward
Yes, you do.
to get to where it is.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lord Jesus.
The very last one I want you to read, and it's two of them. And I want you to read it. I want everybody to look at this in the Word, because this one right here, we're going to read Luke 22, 39 through 46. When you have it, please say amen.
Amen.
This is Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane.
And he came out and went, as he was wont, to the Mount of Olives, and his disciples also followed him. And when he was at the place, he said unto them, Pray that ye enter not into temptation. And he was withdrawn from them about a stone's cast, and kneeled down and prayed, saying, Father, if thou wilt be willing, remove this cup from me. Nevertheless, not my will, but thine be done. And there appeared an angel unto him from heaven, strengthening him. And being in an agony, he prayed more earnestly, and his sweat was as it were great drops of blood falling down to the ground. And when he rose up from prayer, he was come to his disciples. He found them sleeping for sorrow. And he said unto them, Why sleep ye? Rise and pray, lest ye enter into temptation.
We're going to stop right there. Now we're going to read it in Matthew. Matthew 26, 36 through 46. And I'm reading both of these because I want you to get this picture into your head. Make no mistake, Jesus was a man at this time. 26, 36 through 46.
Then cometh Jesus with them unto a place called Gethsemane, and saith unto his disciples, Sit ye here, while I go and pray yonder. And he took with him Peter and the 2 sons of Zebedee, and began to be sorrowful and very heavy. Then saith he unto them, My soul is exceeding sorrowful, even unto death. Tarry ye here, and watch with me. And he went a little further, and fell on his face, and prayed, saying, O my Father, if it be possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not as I will, but as thou wilt. And he cometh unto the disciples, and findeth them asleep, and said unto Peter, What? Could ye not watch with me 1 hour? Watch and pray, that ye enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. He went away again the second time, and prayed, saying, O my Father, if this cup may not pass away from me, except I drink it, then thy will be done. Amen. And he came and found them asleep again, for their eyes were heavy. And he left them and went away again, and prayed the 3rd time, saying the same words. Then cometh he to the disciples, and saith unto them, Sleep on now, and take your rest. Behold, the hour is at hand, and the Son of Man is betrayed into the hands of sinners. Rise, let us be going. Behold, he is at hand that doth betray me.
I want you guys to understand something. One, like I said, Jesus was a man at this time. So when he's praying, it's because he knows what is about to happen to him. He knows. See, a lot of times you look at the pictures and they show Jesus tied to the cross. He was not tied on that cross. He was nailed. Amen. And before they nailed him to that cross, they beat him. Yes. They beat the flesh off of his bones. Amen. And he knew what was going to befall him. He knew what was going to happen. And he's praying. And he's praying so hard that sweat is turning to blood. And that is actually an actual thing that happens. You can be so afraid of something that you can sweat and blood will start dropping on your forehead. Wow. This is what we're talking about, because he knew what this is. And he said, nevertheless, not my will. The other thing I want you guys to see is that the disciples, even though they're his friends and they have his back, they don't understand quite what he's going through. And your friends may not understand what you're going through, but it's not their battle. It's yours. Amen. Understand that. It's not for them, it's for you. Yes. So everybody may not understand it. And you can't be mad at them if they don't, because it's not their battle. Amen. This is for you. Yes. This is going to be between you and your Father. This is going to be a time for you to hold on to. You can call other people, but they're not going to have the help that you need. Yeah. Because what the need you're going to have is going to have to come straight from God. Yeah. That's going to be you on your knees, praying straight to God. That's where you have to be. Because they may not understand it. Amen. And regardless to all of that, he still did it. Amen. He went through it anyway. Amen. He allowed them to beat the flesh. He allowed them to give him all those lashes. And he allowed them to nail his body to a cross that he carried.
Amen.
The reason why this cross right here is so big is because Pastor wanted to have for us to know a small idea of how heavy and how big the actual cross that he carried was. He was beat before he had to carry this.
Wow.
And then he had to carry it.
Yes.
Not for anything he did.
Yes.
Not for anything he deserved.
Yes.
Not for any sin he committed. That wasn't the purpose.
No.
And when your battle comes, it may not be for you. Nothing you did. It's because of what you did right. It's because you raised your son right. It's because you bring him in here. It's because what we do here that we do go through these things. It's because of that. It's not because we messed up. It's because we did what was right. It's because God is saying, I see you. And I know. That's why you go through it. That's why.
Thank you.
But you have to stand.
Thank you.
What is it that if I get tested, I'm going to stand?
Amen.
Michaela and Anthony, your marriage. When you get tested, you're standing.
Amen.
Doesn't matter, you're going to stand. Doesn't matter, you're going to stand.
Amen.
Okay? Whatever it is. Whatever it is. Chanel, you're standing for your family. Doesn't matter what it looks like. Doesn't matter what you're going through. You're standing for your family. And because of your obedience,
Amen.
but you got to stand.
Yes.
Lisa, they see you. They see you. And they understand. Now it's time for you to see you. They see you, Lisa. They know. But because you're standing, they didn't always understand it. But they see you.